All right, so almost everybody has at least one or two really embarrassing experiences from law school. So my worst incident had nothing to do with like forgetting a case brief on a cold call or just getting really bashed by a professor in class. My worst experience had much more to do with public speaking. So I've always been an up and down public speaker. So I actually prepared really heavily for my mock trial competition. But so I prepped really heavily. But I have a habit of consuming very large amounts of caffeine ahead of any public speaking because it just kind of helps me get in more of an energetic mood, right? And so, of course, that's what I did. But my mistake came when I didn't actually have any coffee. My co-counsel was a big Red Bull fan, and she had like 3 or 4 of them. I'd never had a Red Bull before. So I was like, okay, caffeine, it's fine. It's probably like coffee. So I chugged one. I might have chugged 2 of them before we actually started mock trial. Mock trial was going fine until we got to the closing statement, which was my job. So I get up and start speaking to the jury, and everything's going okay. You know, I'm feeling confident, but I noticed that I'm talking way too fast, right? I realize that I'm way too amped up on caffeine, and I'm talking a mile a freaking minute. I end up talking so fast going through my line, and I'm not using notes, right? I don't use notes for mock trial or any kind of public speaking. I really try and avoid it because it just looks so much better if you're not using notes. So I'm not using notes, and I'm talking really fast, and suddenly I get like a minute and a half into my spiel, and my brain just forgets the next thing to say. It just totally blanks out. And you've seen what happens sometimes when people can't quickly recover. You start immediately switching to and that's my word at least. Start sweating like crazy and getting really nervous. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I'm standing there looking around, kind of like starting to just make random shit up. Can't figure out exactly what I was about to say. I struggle through the rest of the closing statement, just trying to get the thing done at this point. I don't have any notes, so I can't refer back to my notes. And I'm already freaked out, so the brain's basically shut down. And lo and behold, we actually make it to the next stage of the mock trial competition. I was so embarrassed that we had not made it because I had screwed up the closing statement. And it turned out that the judges, even though I messed up half the closing statement, that they were still impressed with the fact that we did not use any notes the entire mock trial. So they ended up giving it to us, and we got to the next stage.